If you trade or you're thinking about starting, there is one thing I would tell you to never do. Never tell people you trade. And I know that sounds strange, but once you hear the reasons, you will understand exactly why. When you tell people you trade, the first thing that happens is the criticism. And look, some of it is not wrong. Trading has a lot of scammers, a lot of people lose money, a lot of people promise things they cannot deliver. That is all true and you should know it going in. But when the people around you say it, it does not come as useful information. It comes as doubt. It comes as an attempt to stop you. And it comes from people who have zero experience with what trading actually is, what it takes, and how it actually works. They are not lying to you, they genuinely believe trading is dangerous and mostly fake because that is what the internet shows them. But their belief is built on the worst version of trading, not on what you are trying to build, something very serious and professional. And here is where it gets complicated. When a stranger online says trading does not work, for example, you scroll past it. It does not touch you. But when your father says it, when your partner says it, when a friend you respect says it, sitting across from you, looking at you, it gets inside you in a way you do not expect. You already have doubt. And every trader does, especially early on. What the people around you do is take that doubt and multiply it with their fear. And that follows you to the chart and it makes you hesitant when you need to be clear. It makes you question yourself when you need to trust your process. The market is already hard enough without carrying others people's fear into it. Then there is other version of this, the people who get excited when you tell them. So they start asking questions, they start giving you tips, buy this, sell that. I heard this coin is going to explode. What do you think about gold right now? What do you think about Tesla right now? Should I buy it? And you are sitting there knowing that none of that makes any sense in the context of how trading actually works. But you cannot explain that quickly. It would take an hour just to give them the right framework to even understand your answer. So you either try to explain and get more confused questions back, or you nod and move on. And both leave you more drained than when the conversation started. Every single person who knows you trade becomes someone you have to either educate or manage. And both of those cost you energy that should be going into your work. Now, the other side is when things are going well and people know it. So, two things happen almost immediately. First, they want you to teach them, which feels harmless, but it is not. Teaching takes time, it takes energy, and puts you in a position where people have expectations of results from you. That is a different kind of pressure than trading for yourself. Second, they want you to trade their money. And this is where it gets really messy. Maybe you say yes because you want to help, and now you have someone asking you every single day how it is going. Did you make money today? What happened this week? Why did you lose it yesterday? And you are trying to explain that trading is not a salary, that you do not make money every day, that a losing week is completely normal inside a profitable month, that a losing month is completely normal inside a profitable year, that the goal is not daily profit, it is annual performance, that is a business, not a job. But they cannot hear that because they have a job. They get paid every month regardless of what happened that week. That is the only financial model they know. So the panic sits on top of your own psychology. You are not just managing your risk anymore. You are managing their emotions at the same time. And that is not trading. That is something much harder. And if you are in a relationship or married, this is even more specific. So your partner already carries some anxiety about the uncertainty of what you do. That is understandable, but when they know every detail, every losing day, every difficult period, that anxiety becomes something you have to manage in addition to the market itself. And even when you have savings, even when you have another source of income, even when you have done everything right to create stability around your trading, their opinions and their fear are still there. They might ask you to stop or to reduce it or to be more careful, not because they are wrong to care, but because they are looking at it through the lens of security, which is the opposite of the mindset trading requires from you. Trading is already a psychological fight with the market. Adding a psychological fight with people you love on top of that is one of the heaviest things a trader can carry. Here's something that is not really talked about. Trading is lonely. That is just a part of it. Long hours alone, making decisions alone, processing results alone, building something that most people around you do not understand and cannot relate to. You can make peace with that kind of loneliness. You can find other traders to connect with, people who speak the same language. The loneliness is manageable when it is just the nature of the work. But when you tell people who do not trade about your trading, the loneliness gets worse, not better. Because now every time the subject comes up, you are talking across a gap. You cannot fully explain what you are going through, and they cannot really understand it. And instead of a quiet private loneliness, or talking to people who trade also, you have the more painful version, being in a room with people you care and still feeling completely alone in what you are doing because they are not understanding what you are going through. Keeping it private does not solve the loneliness of trading, but it stops you from making it worse. Now, here's the part almost nobody admits. When people know you trade and you start having bad months, which will happen to every single trader, it is part of the business, you will find yourself not wanting to tell the truth because you told them about the good months. You let them believe things were going well. They are proud of you, they have expectations, and now you have lost 3 weeks in a row, for example, and you cannot say that. So you say it's fine, or you change the subject, or you give them a version of the truth that avoids the conversation you do not want to have. And the next month the same thing happens, and the lie gets a little bit bigger, and before you know it, you are managing two things: your actual trading and a version of your trading that you have built for other people. That weight does not stay outside of your trading, it comes in with you. Every time you sit at the chart after lying to someone, there is a version of you trying to prove something, trying to make back what you lost, so the story can go back to being true, trying to win so you do not have to answer questions anymore. And that is how overtrading starts. That is how you take bad setups. That is how risk management goes out the window, because you are seeking wins more than you are seeking discipline. The lie does not just make you less honest, it genuinely makes you a worse trader. So you need to keep it private, not because you are ashamed of trading, not because it is not working, but because trading is one of the few things that genuinely performs better in silence. Your results do not need an audience. Your bad months do not need to be justified to people. Your process does not need to be explained to people who have never sat in front of a chart with real money on the line. Find traders to talk to. Build that side of your life with people who understand it, and let the people who love you for everything else you are. So if you liked this video, please like and subscribe. And I'm curious, did you ever make the same mistake of telling people who are close to you that you trade? So what happened? Leave it in the comments. You can also watch my series Trading Without Noise. Thank you very much. See you in the next video. Take care. Ciao.